Hey guys, what's up? I am TitoTheOG, and I am here today with a brand new Jakks Pacific Sonic the Hedgehog figure. Now, this guy was shown off a while back, and I'm excited to say that I finally have him in hand. Now, before you guys start wondering, he has only released in Canada. I managed to get my hands on him through a hookup, so fortunately I'm here to make this video for y'all. He has yet to show up in the US, and he is a Walmart exclusive. So, you guys should be on the lookout because he will be showing up within the next few weeks. Now, as we already know, this is a separate line from the Sonic line. This is part of the Sega collection with like Altered Beast characters, Streets of Rage. We even got II from Super Monkey Ball. And from this guy is part of Wave 2. And, you know, I was not expecting to see Sonic the Hedgehog as part of the Sega line because I thought he would be in a league of his own, you know? This looks like a good way for them to start introducing comic book characters into the action figure line, because this is the same exact sculpt as the Jakks Sonic figures. So it's actually quite cool seeing that they're keeping the same look, so that way they'll look good all together on display instead of having a different sculpt to it. Now, before getting into ripping them open, let's get a look around the box. So here it says Metal Virus Sonic. We see Zombot Froggy, Zombot Froggy, Zombot Froggy, Zombot Froggy, and Zombot Froggy. Very interesting they chose to list that off 5 times, considering it's the same in each different language, but you know, it's pretty cool. We see Zombot Froggy, say it again for a 6th time, and Sonic here in the package, and they molded Sonic in a brand new metallic plastic. It looks very good. It looks like all the different colors were actually painted on him, so completely stripped of paint, he'd be completely silver. Now, a few months back, I found this listing on eBay for a prototype Jakks Sonic figure molded in the same exact silver paint, or silver plastic. And I didn't think anything of it at the time. I thought it was just like random molded Jakks figure. But, you know, here we are a few months later, and it turns out it was a prototype of this guy. I wish I would have nabbed it because it's honestly very cool seeing prototypes of these figures. But going back to looking around the box, we see a lot of the IDW artwork here on the side, along with IDW Sonic there on the top left, and the logo says Comic Collection up top. This leads me to believe that in the future we'll be getting some more comic-themed action figures, considering like the packaging and the branding and everything. And you know, I'm excited for that because I'd love a Tangle and Whisper figure, and even a Surge figure. Turning it around, we just get a different look at the figure, as well as some more IDW stuff, showing off that it has 11 different points of articulation, and that it says it comes with Zombot Froggy. Not much to look at. Here's the barcode though, in case you guys want to scan it for yourselves. Alright, here we are. Let's go ahead and tear him out of the box. Oh, Froggy just kind of fell out there. Wow, he sounds solid. Okay. Let me put Froggy aside there. And there's Sonic. He has a little wire keeping him in the box. Let me cut that. Man, this guy looks a lot cooler in person compared to the images online, the promotional pictures. Like, this metallic silver looks very good. I always hate getting these guys out of the boxes. They're always such a pain. Alright, here is Metal Virus Sonic with Zombot Froggy, and man, this guy is a very awesome looking unique figure. This silver paint really stands out, or silver plastic, and it makes me wonder why Jakks doesn't use this silver plastic on other characters like Metal Sonic, or, you know, even like the Heavy Gunner or anything like that in their mainline figures, because this just looks really good. I'm sure it has to be like more expensive to use this kind of plastic on their figures, but dude, the final product it's amazing. Like, it looks very good, especially since the whole figure without paint is silver. I can't wait to get a few more of these and take the paint off of them and maybe make some customs out of it into like other characters. I would have loved to have seen like a Metal or a Zombot Shadow or other characters with the Metal Virus, because this is an amazing take on it. Taking a look at Froggy specifically, this is the first time we've gotten a Jakks Froggy figure, and he is a cute little fella. he is very similar to just standard Froggy, aside from the fact that he has these little spikes on his face and on the back of his, or on his back, I guess. He's a pretty good size. I'll compare him to Big and other 2.5-inch figures. It shows that Jakks has the mold for it, and you know, maybe we could be expecting a 2.5-inch Froggy release in the standard line, hopefully. I really hope so, because this one's great. I love that they use the metallic green paint, and it looks like he's even two-toned metallic green. You got like a darker green and you got a lighter green here on his stomach, as well as on the details on his back. And this is one of the first pieces of Froggy merch that actually doesn't have the Chaos tail. The Jazzwares one has the little emerald tail. I don't have that to compare, unfortunately, but now getting more into Sonic's articulation, it's the same exact articulation as your standard Jakks figures. You know, you got the forward, backwards legs. The joints seem a little bit tighter, which is good. So you won't have problems with him flopping around too much. You can see like he's very top heavy. Sorry if that wasn't in the camera. You can see that he's top heavy, of course, just like other Jakks figures. Like, yeah, I don't know why they don't make the head a little bit hollow so that way they stand better. There we go. Yep, he just falls. But it's just Jakks Sonic with a unique head sculpt. I really like this head sculpt a lot. It really gives off that exhausted look that he had in a bunch of the panels of the comics. He has his, you know, his eyebrows painted on the bottom, and he looks very angry. I'm sure we're gonna see a lot of people repainting this head sculpt for the standard Jakks Sonic, because it is just a good head sculpt overall. The mouth looks good, the eyes look good, and it's just great. But then he put him next to the other Sonics that Jakks released. Now here are the many different variations of Sonic that Jakks has released. I had to put them on some stands that I printed just because they were not standing for the life of me. These guys are so top heavy. Anyways, here's Wave 1 Sonic where he's smiling, he's got a little smirk on his face. Wave 2 Sonic where he's showing his teeth, probably my least favorite one of the bunch. Wave 14 Angry Sonic where he's got a little angry face. And then finally the newest one, Metal Virus Sonic. And the main difference I can see out of all of these are his colors. I think it mainly just has to be with them being painted on top of silver plastic, but the shoes on Metal Virus Sonic look a little bit more pinkish red, whereas all of these others look a bit more on the orange side. Same for his skin tone. You can see his skin tone is a bit more pale compared to these guys having more fleshy tones. I doubt that was intentional, because I know that he was sick in the comics. But I doubt that was intentional, and it has to do more with being painted on silver plastic rather than being painted onto blue plastic. Very minor differences that honestly I prefer the look of like the shoes on this guy. And of course the facial expressions, you can see that his eyes even look to be different compared to the others. Like Angry Sonic's shine is in his pupil, this guy's shine is on the bottom of his pupils, this guy's shine is on the side of his pupils, and Metal Virus Sonic's are on the green of his eyes. Very small differences, like I said, but the unique facial expression just sets this guy apart from all of these guys, and it's probably the best face that I've seen Jakks make so far. I would love for them to bring this head over to the modern line and use it in a wave, or even just make completely new head sculpts for these guys, because these heads are getting a little stale. Now there is the Jakks 4-inch Big, and here is Metal Virus Froggy next to him, and honestly I think that scaling is perfect. I think this Metal Virus Froggy is the perfect size for Big. Look at that, he fits right there, and let's see, can he stand on his head? He can stand on his head. Yeah, I really hope that Jakks uses this mold to make a standard Froggy figure, because we need that. We have all these 2.5-inch Badniks and Chow, and like, we need Froggy. We also need Cheese, but I mean, it's only a matter of time before we get these characters. And here is Zombot Froggy next to some of the other 2.5-inch figures. We have Chow, we have Charmy, we have the Dark Chow, and Neutron, and he fits in perfectly with the other 2.5-inch figures. So, come on Jakks, give us 2.5-inch Froggy. Let's start a hashtag down in the comments. Give us Froggy. Hashtag give us Froggy, come on. But overall guys, that is all for this unboxing video of Metal Virus Sonic and Zombot Froggy. I really love the look of this figure, and I'm excited for the future of this Sega line because now that we have confirmation that Sonic characters can be in it, we might get other comic/game exclusive characters like Sage, or even, like I mentioned earlier, Tangle, Whisper, or some of the other IDW cast. It would be cool to see them make a separate line for the comic characters, so that way the Sega line can keep 3 Sega exclusive characters. Because I would have loved to have like a Beat from Jet Set Radio figure, Ooh La La, Samba de Amigo, Billy Hatcher, Knights of course. There are just so many characters that they could have used in the Sega line instead of putting a Sonic rep there. But maybe with the success of this guy, they'll make a separate line. Only time will tell. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of this guy. I am TitoTheOG, and I will see you guys next time.